I didn't really say much about it. I just had in my mind like, damn, Mitch getting over on me like that. So I didn't say nothing to him the first time. So I went back down to D.C. to get rid of my bricks and all that. And I had developed a relationship with a dude that just started off as one of my customers. Me and him had built a relationship where we became like real tight, like me and Rich in New York. This kid was me and Rich in D.C. Did I kill Rich? And yes, I killed Rich. Why did I kill him? It wasn't personal. It was business. I'm gonna tell you this, because Rich, like I told you, like the story I threw with the connect and all that. Rich, he was lying to me about something that there was no reason to lie to me about, and in my mind, it just told me that if this little bit of money can come between what I thought was a wonderful relationship and a friendship, then no telling what you might sell me down the line for.
Like the what it do, sitting with the crew, had to get some food. I see you looking like you do. Had to make a move. Feel like gotta grow in a Jimmy Choo's. Break the rules, no you're not a fool, but I'm in the mood.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Nate Almighty, aka the Global Dark Skinny Ambassador. Let's talk about the death of Alpo. Who just might be, who is probably top 2, top 3 most legendary gangsters, most legendary street dudes, drug dealers, whatever, to ever come from New York City. Okay, so for those of us who are not familiar with who Alpo Martinez is, he's the inspiration for Cameron's character in the movie Paid in Full. Okay, so Alpo basically met Money Making Mitch in jail. That's how the story goes. They ended up being friends on the outside, and the movie says that Alpo's greed grew, and he ended up selling Money Mitch out over a couple bricks, killing him over it, and it's as simple as that. And then he ended up getting caught. He admitted to that murder and like 13, 14 other murders. Watching interviews of Alpo while he was locked up before he came home, he has said that basically it was business deals that were going wrong between him and Money Making Mitch, and Mitch was basically upping the price on him, you know, a little funny stuff like that. And he claimed that he gave Mitch the opportunity to tell him the truth about it, and when he didn't, he decided that Mitch had to go. So that's a little bit about the beginning. Now, I think I think Alpo did like around 20 years or something like that. And he been home not too long, but a couple years. And I just want to speak on what we can learn about his situation, his life, his death, the way he chose to live his life. The reason why he decided to snitch, you know, really feeling like he'd come home and still be the king of Harlem, which in some ways he was, you know. But I also want to speak about, you know, his arrogance, you know, that led to him losing his life on Halloween day, Halloween morning, early in the morning, okay? And I also want to speak on some stuff that I think is corny that have to do with this situation, and my opinion on social media reacting to this, all right? And I got my glasses on because I got me, you know what I'm saying, a couple bulletin points that I'm gonna be speaking on. So let's get it. Alpo murdered on Halloween in Harlem, okay? Lived by the sword, died by the sword. In his case, lived by the gun, died by the gun, okay? So nobody's going to nobody is going to feel extra bad for Alpo. You know, that's to be understood. You know, he was a monster. He killed at least 14 people that he admitted to openly. He also came home and dared people to call him a rat. You know what I'm saying? And it is said that he dealt with people who called him a rat. You know what I'm saying? With brute force. Now, how much of that is the truth? I don't know. Who knows? But, you know, this is another tale of live by the gun, die by the gun. You know, I personally think Alpo probably was comfortable knowing that it's a possibility that he would die, and I don't think he was against the possibility of him dying in his own city, in Harlem. You know, maybe some time went by and he thought that nothing was ever gonna happen, but I think he relished in the fact that he could possibly die in his own city, in his own town. You know, but my next point. People joking about his death is not cool. It's not cool. It's corny. You know, Alpo was on demon time from a real young age. He cooperated. He served his time. You know, very much a snitch. Very much so. But at the end of the day, that's really nobody's business, you know. At the end of the day, he still took a lot of men from their children, their mothers, their aunts, their nieces, their nephews, and at the same time, him himself, a father, you know, who was taken away from his children, his mom, if she's still alive, you know, his girlfriend, his wife, you know. Nobody wins. Nobody wins, and you know, people joking about his death and trying to make memes and stuff like that. At the end of the day, we gotta remember that we're human beings, and to be a human and to be humane and live on humanity and have compassion for your own brothers and sisters, you know, that should still mean something in this world. You know, moving on to my next point. People celebrating his death as if they had something to do with it, okay? A lot of people speaking on Alpo's death, and if you mentioning it, I feel like that's cool. That's fine, but all the extra, y'all know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you from New York or you follow certain quote-unquote street representative YouTube channels or Instagram pages, those kind of people, you know, at no point should we be celebrating anyone's death. You know, I don't care. I don't care if it's Osama bin Laden, Alpo Martinez, Hitler, whoever, you know what I'm saying? Nobody will ever know the full story, and also y'all niggas didn't do it to him. So you celebrating as if that's a victory for you, as if you put the hit out, as if you pulled the trigger. You just another clown, just commenting on the situation where, like I said, this is a man with children. This is a man who's a father, a brother, a uncle, you know what I'm saying? A nephew. And his life was taken away from him. Yes, rightfully so when it comes to street justice, but a man lost his life. It's never cool to celebrate a man losing his life, you know what I'm saying? Unless, see, I was gonna say unless, you know what I'm saying, like he's a rapist or something like that, but we still need to find humanity within making those type of decisions, you know? But my next point, most people were very scared of him and would not have called him a rat to his face. Am I capping on that? I don't think so. Most people called him a rat, would not call him a rat to his face. And a lot of these are the same people who are celebrating this man's death. And it's like, You was scared of that man. You was scared of that man. All the reality, you was fearful of that man walking the streets. So that's why you're glad that he's gone. Because now you can talk whatever mess you want to talk, and you won't have to worry about this man coming after you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like as a man, if you wasn't somebody who would have called him a rat to his face and be willing to kill him in person or be killed by him, the fact that you celebrating this man's death, you just another person gossiping like a damn woman. You know what I'm saying? You just gossiping like a woman. You feel me? In hoods, there are always somebody who is also still very damn dangerous and will still kill you if you mention, you know what I'm saying, their errors in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Some people are so gangster that they say, I don't care, I'm a rat, and if somebody say something, they gonna die too. You know what I'm saying? And some people is just like that, you know? So I personally feel like, other than mentioning the fact that he died and trying to be educational with it like me, if you speaking on the situation, you just gossiping. Unless you're doing something along the same lines that I'm doing. You know what I mean? And my last point. Yes, street justice won. But many black lives had to be lost and taken just to get to this point. You know, it's been about 24 hours since Alpo Martinez was murdered in Harlem, I believe 147th Street. It's been about 24 hours, and please understand that Mitch lost his life. About 14 other people were murdered. Late 80s, early 90s, you know what I'm saying? Alpo is now dead. You know, for all we know, there's people who represent Alpo Martinez. They're gonna bear arms, and they may be looking to retaliate amongst some other people. You know, this could cause wars in the streets of New York City. You know, other people may lose lives. You know, mothers, fathers may lose their lives or be physically injured because of this situation. You know, and it's just a real sad thing, because who really wins? Who really won? You know, one could say Alpo had won before he died, because he got to come home and still be celebrated to a certain effect in his own city in Harlem. But this is a man who really was the man with no smut on his name, and then he came home with smut on his name. Who's to say that he was who's to say that, sure, he was embracing his situation, but in all due reality, no man wants smut on his name like that. For all we know, he could have been miserable every day until he died, but he was putting on, you know, a brave face, a lit face, you know, because, you know, one thing about a Harlem dude is that they gonna be lit regardless of what's going on. You know, they gonna joke around, they gonna dance around, they gonna have a good time. You know what I'm saying? But you never really know unless they tell you what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Or if they love you enough to show you what's going on. But all due reality, this is a situation where nobody won. You know, and I want the younger guys to understand that when you do dirt in this world, your dirt will come back. You know, for all the dirt you do in the streets, eventually, you know, the universe is gonna send you back what you deserve. You know, so if at any point you feel like you're about to go off the deep end and do some real wild stuff, you know, just remember people like Alpo, people like Tekashi 6ix9ine, who been, you know what I'm saying, speaking on how people like Alpo snitch, came home, you know what I'm saying, nobody was touching them. You know, people like Tekashi 6ix9ine are very worried now, especially since he's from New York City as well, you know. People like him not gonna have it easy, you know. So it's like stay out the streets, gentlemen, and young ladies, you know. Stay out the streets. Find a different way, you know. Most people in the streets is not even in it to make no money, you feel me? So really, if you want to make some money, the streets is the least lucrative business to even be in, you know. But rest in peace to everyone who was affected by the murders of Alpo Martinez. My condolences to Alpo Martinez's family, you know, his kids who have nothing to do with his situation, you know, his daughters if he has them, his mother if she's still alive, you know, sisters, aunts, all of that. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.